Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your man Rico the Opinionist, and I'm just out here, man. What's this? Beginning of March, going into the first week, and we have an 83-degree day here in Dallas Fort Worth, and I love it. Well, that's one thing about this Metroplex that I do appreciate, how the weather, how we get grace in the wintertime here. Yeah, December, January, February-ish. Even in December, even in January, February, we're giving grace. You might get a 75 degree, a 68 degree, an 80-degree day here and there, and they come just in time. And so one thing about it, I can't really, actually, in all good conscience, complain about the winters here because they're not really harsh, except for, we've when it decides it wants to ice over and shut people down. But other than that, man, can't beat it. Now, in the summertime, there's a whole nother conversation. We're not going to dredge that up until June 1st, and hey, the races are off or on. What is it? But anyway, I just want to get right into it because I'm not going to talk very long about this. This political season's going on, and and I chuckle throughout the whole political season. I learned to chuckle at a lot of this foolishness, and. Well, I think yesterday or today, the ruling was brought down that Trump is allowed to participate in all the primaries. Look, they didn't put 100 charges on the man. A judge brought down $454 million on the man. Said he allegedly defrauded the banks, but then reportedly, the banks came out and said, no, he didn't defraud us. And we know what this is about. That dude has a particular mojo and a steam that the left or the Democrats or those who are anti-Trump, they can't hardly mess with. And one thing about it, it's about being rich. And I need everybody to, at least if you don't take anything else from this Trump experience, understand what it means to be rich. Hell, the Democrats are rich. They're using their money to destroy anybody who doesn't agree with a lot of liberal left ideas. They do. They put the media on you. They open their wallets and their purses to destroy you. Oh man. So, but one thing about being rich, people can say what they want to say. It's harder for a rich man to get into heaven than need an idol, a hump of a needle, camel crap. Get out of here. We worry about that when it's time when we die. I'm telling you, if you live in this reality, and you live in a country that is built on what's called capitalism, selling anything and obtaining wealth, and you try to come up with little statements like that, you're stupid. Ask poor people what being poor is like. Hell, ask people when the economy messes up like your career and you're trying to get a job in your career. Ask those folks, hey, would you rather be rich or you rather be poor? And we ain't talking about consciousness and morality and all of that, because whatever it is, in this country, I'm gonna do a twist on the old Beatles song, or maybe it's John Lennon. But money can buy you love, it can buy you comfort, it can buy you a lot of things. It can even eradicate depression and feeling bad. I'm telling you, woo! It can, but I'm not saying that's not the end all to be all. I'm just telling y'all that. So don't get me tripping. Don't misinterpret what I'm saying. So, Trump, if Trump didn't have the money and the resources to fight, that dude would have been buried a long time ago, I guess. But, and by the way, I'm an independent, so don't y'all try to label me. But I'm going to report or talk about what's in the news. And in the news is the Democrats are they're spending all their resources on this one human being. So much so that they're not even supporting their local Democrats in state and local races. They're spending all their money on trying to stop Trump. So they let you know, hey, what is it about that guy? Well, so he got that win, and he's back on the ballot, and he's mopping the floor of his Republican primary contemporaries. Nikki Haley's just trying to hold on. It's just ego and pride, but fine. I'm not making any predictions. I'm just chuckling and being entertained by the ride. But let's go back and talk about some of the things that they've been talking about. It's very interesting how Democrats and the liberal white media, black Democrats and just black people in general, they can remember everything and even misquote everything that Trump said, but they don't hear anything that Joe Biden or any racist Democrat says. That's what I'm entertained about. And so lately, Trump brought out his tennis shoes, and then that little racist that was on Fox News saying, it's not about the politics, it's about appealing to the culture. Y'all saw that with that little bastard was on that little Fox News show saying that stupid crap, stereotypes. And then the left media, CNN, MSNBC, and all NBC, they played this part of Trump's entire speech. He said, hey, I'm getting indicted, and that seemed to appeal to the blacks. And they think that I'm discriminated against. And wow, I think that's fantastic. First of all, Trump, stop, bro. Don't do that. That's ignorant, and you know damn well. But guess what? I'm not surprised by you saying what you say, because you're no different than any other rich, out-of-touch white man. You don't have to be in touch with anybody. You can say what you want to say, especially the black folks. Liberal Democrats aren't in touch with black folks. For some reason, black people think the Democrats, they know our story, they tell it so well. No, they're manipulators like anybody else. Or they don't give a damn about black people like any other ethnic group in a political party in this country. But somehow we're convinced that the Democrats give a rat's ass and a fart that comes from a frog's ass about black people. And that's the part that's so entertaining. Yeah, he said some ugly stuff, but wait a minute now, hold on. See, there's some more tape to that. They took that little bit out. He said, I'm looking. When he was at this so-called black conservative luncheon, he was making these comments. And I wish they had paid honest. You would have seen like 10 blacks there and 400 whites. Yeah, that black conservative, a lot of them, that's a whole nother conversation. Can't get with those cats on a lot of stuff. They do all right, but then they have to pander. They feel like they have to pander to whites, the white right. That's where they lose me. So yeah, when y'all talk about accountability and you talk about, earning and building your own, I get that. But then you have to pander to the white right and start sounding like that, the other, you start sounding like Tim Scott, those dumbass biracial twins on YouTube saying a bunch of, and then that fallen officer, whatever his name is, Tatum. You start sounding, and then Candace Owens, I love her, but she does better than all of them. But she'll get the pandering because that's who pays them. And these black bootleg Democrats, they get paid by the Democrats. And so everybody's poking at the black brain. And so trying to get that money out their purse, their wallets, and get that vote out of them. Yeah. And so, but they don't pay attention to any of that. They only seem to pay attention to what Trump says. And I told y'all, the Democrats are emptying their wallets and their coffers trying to shut this particular white man down. And black people, we act like we don't see this dude, this just Jim Crow Joe. He's not only made some horrific racist statements, but he sided with a known white supremacist, Strom Thurmond, to create the 94 crime, the 80, I think it was an 81 or 84 and 94 crime bill. That Bill Clinton signed. Y'all call him the first black president because he having sex on his wife in the White House. I was so embarrassed. I was really embarrassed when black folks gave him an invitation to the cookout when he played a saxophone on Arsenio Hall. I was done. I was like, there's something wrong with these American Negroes. There's something truly wrong. And so, Donald Trump made the sneaker comment. Stupid. Nobody agreed with that. And so, then he said, I'm in the room, and the lights are so bright. I don't see the white ones. I guess he was implying that the whites faded into the very bright white background, but I can see the black ones. So they cut it off there. And then they ran all the way around through it. But they left off the part where Trump read down Joe Biden's whole resume of how he hates blacks. And it was the truth. Hey, CNN, MSNBC, Joy Reid, D.L. Hughley, who else? All these Democratic liberal shillish shows. How come y'all never talk about, how come y'all didn't play that part of his speech? So that's why I go to YouTube. YouTube tells the whole story, even if it's someone holding a cell phone or a podcast that gets the whole truth. Know how like it like what particular white folks say when they shoot black men? Well, let's see the whole tape. What started? Well, I like to see the whole tape, even if it's Donald Trump's speech, because people pick and choose to push a narrative. I'm not defending them. What I'm doing is using my whole brain, not just my left or right. And so, yeah, Trump said some fucked up stuff, but Joe Biden did some fucked up stuff. He wrote laws to show you. See, people can say, people can say, well, I don't like what Trump says. You know what? I don't care for a lot of stuff he says either. But there's a lot of stuff I do care about what he says. But I don't like anything that Joe Biden did. And I don't even care about what he said. I care about what he did. If we can concentrate on what Joe Biden did, maybe some common sense will hit some of y'all. See, white people ain't got nothing to lose on either way, because the Constitution got them all together. Got them. It has them. But blacks, we have to be more intelligent than them than when we are when it comes to politics. Because we're not very intelligent when it comes to politics. We think it's about the personality and not about the policy. And that's why I appreciate black men, how a lot of them are finally waking up. And I still say, if you are a heterosexual masculine black man, you have a wife and children, and you believe that the man is head of the household, what are you doing vote Democrat? Because none of their policies actually apply to heterosexual black boys, heterosexual masculine black men. Just go down to what they're into. Nothing. We don't give a shit about no damn abortion rights. We don't have abortion. Now, we can be sensitive, but that's not our issues as black men. We don't give a shit about student loan debt. That's an American issue. Whatever they do for that's for all Americans. Our issues are anti-black crime bills like the gay to Asians. That's our bill. We got real issues. Economic issues is our issues. That's our issue. Economics. Show us the money. Like the movie, show me the money. Shout out to Cuba Gooding Jr. Show us the money. Now, you can give flowers to black women and tell them that yes, and you're black girl magic. See, that kind of stuff feeds their ego. Like single black moms and black girl lesbianism and all that. See, that's the Democratic crap. Say what you want to say about the conservatives or the Republican Party. There are a lot of things that actually appeal to black men and men across the board who are real men. Do you understand? See, they at least believe in men being men. Democratic Party trying to get people to have operations not to be men. They're pushing it and they fund it. So miss me with all the stuff you said. Trump said this. I don't give a shit. I have ears just like you do. But both of my ears are open because I hear what everyone says, but I also pay attention to what people do. You remember how you say, well, don't listen to a person's words, pay attention to their actions. So I pay attention to actions. Well, Donald Trump put out that letter 40, 30 years ago that said they need to bring back the death penalty because of Central Park 5. That's what he said. Let me tell you what Joe Biden did. He created a whole bill that he pushed, stood up in the Senate or the Congress, or the Senate. And he pushed it. He referred to black men as predators. And then knowing that they put crack in our neighborhoods too, and trap and push it on black neighborhoods so they can fill up the prisons. And then he stood on that same floor and said, this is in the 80s or in the 90s, I don't care how they got in their condition. I don't care what put them in that condition. They can get treatment when they're in prison. He actually used his position to fight against integration. I'm not a huge fan of that, but a lot of y'all are. I don't want my kids to be going to no racial jungle, meaning I want them to go to school with no niggas. That man has been so anti-black. And let me tell you something. Even when he was complimented biracial Barack Obama, he is so white. Y'all talking about Trump is out of touch. And I'm not defending Trump. Both of my eyeballs open, both of my ears open. This fool gave the most racist and stereotypical compliment to y'all's beloved Barack Obama. Remember when Joe Biden said, he's very articulate, he's very clean cut. This man has a law degree from Harvard, and your only compliment to an accomplished biracial man like Barack Obama is to say he can speak well. Y'all know how racist that is? But yet, y'all hear everything Trump said. Trump is not a politician. He's a businessman. He's a businessman. He's a capitalist. They don't give a damn about being politically correct. They don't care about that. Name me a businessman. Name anyone who owns corporations give a damn about what regular people are talking about. And that's what he brings. So that's what makes him so bumbling and so fumbling in his presentation, in his presidential race, because we're looking at people's personality and not the policy. Got it? So yeah, what else did damn that y'all are really clamoring, chomping at the bits? Those dumbass tennis shoe comments. So what? I don't give a shit about that. The comments he made to those little silly black conservatives. It is what it is. See, I'm looking at the policy. And also, most importantly, whether y'all want to be American when it's part-time, when it's convenient for you, but we're still here, so that makes us American. We're not full Americans, because how can you be 3/5 of a human and not be a full American? And be full American. Number two, how can you have your voting rights voted on every 25 years and we're full Americans? It's not possible. The immigrants have more Americans than black people. And every year the Democrats talking about, hey, your voting rights, your voting rights. I remember a few years back when they were trying to do away with the recertification of the voting bill. The Republicans like, we don't need that. They were trying to do away with it. But the Democrats got right in on it. They're trying to take your right to vote away. They're trying to take your right to vote. They were trying to make you a full American, fool. Because white people don't have their rights to vote voted on every 25 years. Immigrants don't have their right to vote every 25 years in the Congress and the Senate. Only black folks who are going under the banner of America. See, that's the shit I pay attention to, and y'all don't. Because the Democratic Party and black people is led by black women. Yeah, I said it. There's a feminine and a feminist front that surrounds the black community. They go straight to the women. I refer to this as the Pocahontas syndrome. You know, she doesn't know any better. Pocahontas, they told her, don't mess with that what's his name, John Williams, that white man. Don't let him in our damn, don't let him in our culture. Don't let him in. And what did she do? She went on and she accepted him, flirting with her, started screwing him, and first thing he did was open up the whole damn, before it was a reservation, open up the whole Indian culture, and he came right on in and slaughtered the Indians. That's today's modern black woman. They just bring her flowers and compliment her and tell her she thick, tell her you're beautiful, you're this, and here's $10 billion in 10 years worth of grants, and boom, that's what the Democrats and white supremacists play both sides. Shout out to Professor Black Truth and Dr. Claude Anderson and Dr. John Henry Clark. They play both sides, and so they manipulate black women to opening up the doors wide open so they can come in with this gender reassignment foolishness and this new version of girl dads when dads are wearing tutus and shit just to appeal to their daughter. That's another. Check out that video I'm gonna do on that. That's weird. So anyway, yeah, Trump is driving them crazy, and I love it. I love it. I think it makes this whole political season very entertaining. But I want to say to black men, we need to get more involved. Because we do have real separate issues. Y'all love to bring up that old Malcolm X quote that he spoke in front of the Nation of Islam. The black woman is the most disrespected, most unprotected human being in the country. That was 40 years ago. And he was speaking to a group of black women 40 years ago who behaved as women. He was speaking to a group of black women in the nation, and it extended to non-nation affiliated black women, those who were feminine, fit, and cooperative, who wanted and who sought after and who act as if they deserve protection from black men. But these nasty, sexy red, Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, nasty, mulatto, nasty, no. These tramps today, boss bitches, no, they don't want no protection. for no black men. And black dudes, stop breaking your neck. We neck our queen. These are not queens. If you mean queens as an LGBT, but not queens as in Queen Azinga, queens as an African culture queens. No, these are queens like trans and LGBT queens. These hard knock life ass broads. Wigs, weaves, beat face, war paint on their face, looking like Laverne Cox all over the damn place. Yeah, I said it. So in actuality, when it comes to the history, even in slavery, the women didn't getting brought over until like 5 years later. It was mostly men. From the research showed it was mainly men that they brought over because men could do the work. Then they said, well, damn, we killing and brutalizing these dudes. We need to get some women over here for the purpose of reproducing the worker force. That's why they brought the women over. And then even on the plantation, the women walk free just like the Negro preachers that they ordained under their version of Jesus Christ in the Bible. Y'all don't want to do this history thing, do you? So, women are not the threat in this world. It's the men, because men pose a challenge to other men. That's why there's so much money poured into single motherhood and fatherlessness. Let me tell y'all something. I don't want to go along with this video, but it's, Trump it brings out branches of issues. To you black athletes, you black wealthy, you black rich, you know what makes me sick about y'all? And I appreciate you being entertainers and athletes, but what makes me sick, especially I'm talking about the black men, because the women gonna take up for women, because women, they can't whoop nobody's ass, so what they do is try to take up for each other, even in all their wrong. Women will take up for each other, because they're a lesser speech, they're a lesser group. Oh my God, Rico, that was sexist and misogynistic. Now it's realistic. Because they're being given stuff. Anything that we get as men, we actually get, we earn it. Nobody gives men anything. So it's very interesting how a group that's given stuff, even strategically, to turn them against their own men and their own race, they think they're empowered. They ain't number children. They think like children. Not all, but too many. So, having said that, men, so we need to rewrite that quote that Brother Malcolm put out, because those were the times that stuff was going on. Even then, I think he misquoted, but he was, men have this thing to pander to women. Back in the day, I understood it, because I was a young simp too in the 80s. I was, but guess what? A lot of the simping paid off, because there was a lot of sweet women who actually liked men. They liked nice guys. But you have to wake up, because the women are told, you don't need a man, you're independent, so they take them away from the nice guys and do what a lot of women did back in the 80s and 90s. They started turning, they like the thugs, and you can have them, baby, but you can stay your baby mama status over there with the guys that you chose to reproduce with. It's cool. I'm not saying I wouldn't knock down a single mother, because I have. And if she fine, and we'll continue to do, won't he do it? Hallelujah. But let me just go back to these celebrities. Every time they decide to do something on a nonprofit, building homes, creating ways in which money can be earned to start a business, they never include black boys, black teenagers, and black men. I'm building homes for single women with children. All these black athletes, they never, ever do anything for homeless black men, homeless or men who are trying to make their way. They never build a home. They never donate a car. They never create a fund where they can start a business. Never. But then you want black men to respect you. We're not asking you to give us anything. If you're part of our community, black men and black women exist in the black race. Did y'all hear what I just said? Go look at what the athletes and these actors. Well, I just created a foundation that helps single mothers that build home for single mothers with children. Do y'all know there's single fathers too, who can use a home where he can go and work, who can use child care? But y'all don't do that. See, I pay attention to everything. and the narrative and the agenda, as well as that the money has been spent on pushing men to the back. But that's okay. Even when all these forces are against black boys and black men, we still rise to the top because we understand. We're taught. Ain't nobody gonna give you shit. You got to get it. And unfortunately, due to the constant funding of single motherhood and this independent woman foolishness, black boys are having to grow up around these women. And a lot of black boys over the past 40 years, they're malfunctioning males. And people will pull out the answer, where the father's at? Well, first of all, she got pregnant. She wasn't intending to have a father. How you gonna get pregnant by somebody in a gang? How you gonna get pregnant by somebody who got a wife? How you gonna get pregnant by a dude that got 3 other baby mamas? You never intended for your child to have a father. How come we're not talking about that? These men abandoning their kids. First of all, you have to be with in order to abandon any goddamn body. Oh my God. And then I always ask them, I'd say, well, tell me, what's the percentage of husbands that abandon wives? I know they're there, but they definitely don't come even this close to the randoms that women volunteer to get pregnant by and have these babies. So y'all need to keep that conversation away from men and put it on the women because of the pure fact that men cannot and do not get pregnant. Dr. Mark Lamont Hill, jackass. They don't have periods, Mark Lamont Hill. So I want to end by correcting brother Malcolm X's quote. And believe me, I think Malcolm X is the closest guy that we've ever gotten in real life. The most disrespected, the most unprotected, the most discarded, the most disregarded human being on the planet. And I'm gonna do / black boys and black men / black children. Like, share, and subscribe. It's your man, Rico the Opinionist. Yeah, Trump, keep driving them crazy, man, because it is entertaining. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Peace. Hold on. I'm about to take my shades off. I can't see the damn thing. There it is. Peace, y'all.